Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm gonna make a midday video because I'm just at home chilling today, so it's gonna be a little different. But as I'm going through my news feed, I'm seeing an interesting story that looks very repetitive to what I've seen in the past. That I think is gonna be kind of a bigger financial market, uh, or impending financial market collapse. Jay Clayton, who's a former Goldman Sachs attorney during the whole 2008 the bailout so he's on the side of Goldman Sachs, basically defending Goldman Sachs. Despite the whole bailout, which was worth so much money, and like not over 90% of it was all given to banks. The millions of people that lost their homes got nothing. This guy was for the wrong team basically, and now 2016, 2017, Trump's trying to make him the new chairman of the SEC, basically overseeing the Security and Exchange Commission, which I think is hilarious. The guy who basically protected the banks from their wrongdoing is now going to be in charge of overseeing them to make sure they do a good job, which I'm sure he's going to be excellent at, obviously. Obviously. So, like other people talk about the economy being in a bubble, I talk about it being a little bit of a bubble too. This is the kind of thing where they're going to continue to prop it up, and if there is that correction, which could also be a major collapse, this is only going to make it even a bigger issue. Anything fraudulent that these banks do, this is the guy who's overseen them. The former attorney of Goldman Sachs is basically, gosh, it's so like it's right in front of people's faces, but like the news has it buried, and they're not going to talk about it. People aren't going to care about it. That everyone looks at 2008 like it was so long ago. You know what I mean? They look at 9/11 like it was so long ago, yet we're still in that war in the Middle East. They look at 2008, the collapse was so long ago, yet so many people are still struggling and haven't recovered from it, and our economy is not even at 1% interest rate. And bonds ain't shit. People's retirement ain't shit. Pensions are a thing of the past, and 401ks aren't really much better. You know, and this is just going to be one more thing that's just is just adding to that whole collapse. Another reason why I get into Bitcoin, not gonna lie. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna get my money out of this system. I'm gonna play both sides though. I'm gonna get it where I can, but I just kind of let you all know that, like, keep it in mind. But if you look at my little stashes here, my Internet Titans touched 10%. It was up high for a little bit. It looks like it's coming back down. And my live long and prosper and defending America still continue to outshine. And my money machines is positive today, so it might just be on that news too, just because of that Jay Clayton guy. But another interesting one is defending America. I guess the U.S. tested two ICBMs, which are intercontinental ballistic missiles, which is basically what North Korea is trying to create so they could attack the west coast of the United States. And one of them was tested from my state in California. We tested one of them the other day. So looks like war might be on the horizon with North Korea. Now, of course, North Korea having nuclear capabilities, the modern day, what do you want to call it? The modern day saying, the only deterrent to a nuclear weapon is, of course, a nuclear weapon. I got a big gun, you got a big gun. We don't want to shoot each other, which is just basically everyone have nukes and everybody has their hand on the trigger ready to pull it, but they're gonna wait for the other guy. North Korea's whole rhetoric is they're not gonna do anything unless the United States does something to tease them in a sense, or peak or make them want to attack. But in the meantime, they're gonna continue developing their technology. Now, to be fair, you look at what was done with Iraq, toppling U.S. toppling their leader, and I want to say Libya with their leader as well. And the United States just kind of mowing them down and coming through. But North Korea sees that. They don't want to give up their power like that. They don't want the United States to come in and destroy their country basically that way. So that's why they're so dead set on making this ICBM, which they can reach the United States. And they have that little video, which was disturbing, where it showed like the whole, what looked like the whole country, you know, like Kim Jong Un like saluting and everything like that in front of everybody, playing the video where it shows the missiles launch, shows them go overseas, and it shows them landing on America with the American flag burning in the background. And of course, it shows them hitting the West Coast because that's about the closest they can get, which is, like I said, where I live. And like I said, California launched or test launched an ICBM missile. So I mean, they're getting ready. So if you look at defense stocks, you know, it's probably good to get in, because, you know, as soon as wars break out, what are the two things that always go up? Defense stocks and gun stocks, every time, without question. You know, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. You know, just like with the banks, you know, getting their new guy in charge to oversee them, which ain't gonna do shit. You know, they're probably gonna get a rise up from it. This is just the same thing over and over again, and people are just so blind to it. But that's kind of what I wanted to like touch on. You know, so I feel like bank stocks and defense stocks right now are really what's gonna be making money, just because, you know, it's 2008 all over again. It's the Iraq War all over again. Weapons of mass destruction all over again. You know, global economic fucking fallout and just all over again. Same thing over and over and over. But that's my whole thing on it. Obviously, you know, I hope you guys all watch news and keep up on it. You know, if you're invested in the market, always follow up. But and then I look at my Bitcoin. I gotta start raising this. I said I'm gonna put more money in my USD balance, which is my United States dollar, basically. And I'm just gonna start putting money in little by little and just build it up. So if the economy does crash, at the very least, I'll have something in my cryptocurrency exchange to kind of hedge me against it, which would be nice. But with that, I hope you all keep investing. Hope you all, you know, stay up on the news. Hope you guys, you know, pay attention. You know, it's not just about penny stocks. It's not just about, you know, ETFs in certain sectors. It's not just about hot tech stocks. You know, it's always good to, and it's boring. I'll give you all that. You know, like watching news, and it can get disheartening. You know, seeing some like awful shit when you see, you know, kids get hit with sarin gas. You know, they're on the ground just like struggling just to breathe. You know, and you know, you see cops shoot people, and you know, people die. You know, you see awful shit, and it's so hard to watch. But there's stuff in there that's important. You know, there's things in there that affect all of us, you know, because we're no longer an isolation state. It doesn't matter what anyone tells you. We're not a nationalist country. We do business all over the world. We're involved heavily in geopolitics, you know, geoeconomics, you know, and everything affects everything. That's why I'm watching the French election, you know, because if Marine Le Pen wins, you know, they could exit out of the EU, and that could collapse the European Union, which will devastate the euro, which will devastate the world economy, you know. And if this Goldman Sachs attorney guy, you know, becomes the SEC, you know, they're not going to do shit to defend, you know, you and me, you know, just us regular people that just got maybe 1,000 or less invested, or maybe nothing, you know. They fucking, no one gives a fuck, you know. No one gives a shit. But, you know, things like this, you know, this is why I talk about this stuff. This is why, you know, like, it's probably boring as fuck, you know. I know I'm monotone on everything, and I don't put much emphasis on stuff, but it's just because, like, I've seen it before. You know, this isn't new. This is nothing new. I'm not surprised by this at all. You know, I'm just surprised that they keep doing it and people just fucking forget about it. But rant aside, I just wanted to put that out there and just kind of give you guys a heads up. So I do think, in my opinion, you know, defense and bank stocks are where it's at right now, just because of what's going on in the whole global environment. So hopefully you guys are doing your due diligence, you know, follow up on these stories as always, you know, watch other traders and what they're doing as always. You know, you need as much information as possible, because your country ain't going to do a damn fucking thing to educate you otherwise. So please do it for yourself. Please do it for your family. Please do it for your friends. Talk to them about it, you know. Even if they act like they don't give a shit, you know, make them understand that they should. You know, these things do matter. But man, I'm in a mood today. But hopefully that was helpful and wasn't too ranting too much for you all. But as always, you know, if you have any questions about it, you know, ask me. I'll try to do my best to give you, you know, my best answer, my best thoughts, my best opinions, you know, because I want I want everybody to be more well informed. You know, I want to build up this community of well informed investors that don't just think about, you know, microeconomics and micro, you know, things in the economy. I want you to think about everything, every country, everywhere, everything they're doing, the businesses, trade overseas, everything, because it's all interconnected. So, you know, hit me up, let me know. As always, if you like my channel, help me out, click like and subscribe. I mean, I passed 3,000, and I'm kind of thinking like I might want, like, I really don't want to do, because I see other people, they do ads, right, to get revenue, because I really want to get like a camera and like a backdrop and like get like in front of the camera and like be more creative with these videos instead of just doing it on my phone. But I don't think there'll be an opportunity for that unless, you know, I get help from you all. But I mean, I'm gonna worry about that later. I hate ads, and I don't want to force you guys to watch ads. You know what I mean? I think an internet should be free, and our financial situation should be free as well. That's why I like Bitcoin. But with that, I'm just gonna leave it there, and you know, I'm gonna try to keep it as short as I can on this one. And I hope y'all have a great day.